Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Naima Nefertiti and I am your spiritual coach, your wellness coach, your business coach, your life coach that works in the realms of childhood trauma, helping people to dig deep into their lives to help pull out all of the childhood trauma to be healed so that you can live a fruitful, full, happy, healthy life. I know a lot of people say that and it sounds pretty cliche. I know when I go on YouTube or when I listen to people's posts about, living happy, healthy lives, sometimes it really sounds like, can that really happen? Well, doing things on the surface, no, it can't happen. All the healing has to happen within. It's almost like going to the dentist for a root canal and only dealing with the surface of the tooth. If you're going to only deal with the surface of the tooth, you're not going to get real healing and the infection will spread and eventually you can just lose all your teeth. So in order to really deal with healing, we have to go to the root of the issue. And usually the root of the issue is really what happened in your childhood. So being willing to tackle and deal with childhood trauma, that is the biggest feat of them all. And being able to really get in tune and touch with your inner child. How do you get in tune and touch with your inner child is the question. Really going back into your life and addressing things that happen in your childhood that affect your psyche on a really deep level. Those things now, if you've been affected from childhood trauma, that spills over into your entire life. The way you view finances, the way you view relationships, the way you view people, the way you view circumstances. How do you cope with certain situations and circumstances? All of those things are affected. How are you spiritually? Are you deeply religious? Are you a person that goes through your life and don't believe in anything? How's your faith factor? How do you correspond in the face of adversities? All of those things are affected by how you have assimilated and processed your childhood trauma. So what I am here to do is to, offer my coaching of spiritual coaching and life coaching and health and wellness coaching to help dig deep into the realms of childhood trauma and addressing those traumas. As a spiritual coach, what I do, I help for you to go back during that time and get in contact with your inner child. That is so important. Oh my goodness. Us losing touch with our inner child and not addressing, things that really affected your psyche during that time is actually detrimental to your life process of happiness and joy. So who doesn't want to live with happiness and joy? I know I do. I know I've had to go through my own life and process my own childhood trauma and things that affected me in relationships. And why did I keep manifesting same relationships over and over again that was not healthy for me? Could not let them go until I got really deep into healing childhood trauma. I've worked with many, many women in domestic violence. I've worked with over 1,000 women so far throughout the span of my career, and still counting, because even today I'm still working with women with getting in contact with how they abuse themselves, how did that abuse start, the feelings of worthlessness, and how do you gain the courage to face that head on. The feelings of worthlessness, oh my goodness, that goes deep. It goes right back to the childhood trauma. How were you treated as a child? Were you uplifted? Were you supported? Or were you put down? Were you abused in many different ways? Were you abused sexually, mentally, physically, morally, emotionally? Those things really, really do affect you. And I've been doing this work for over 25 years, and I'm totally and completely looking forward to working with many more people. One of the things I will say, if we're looking across our planet right now, and we look at some of the things that are going on our planet, this is including some of our leaders and some of the people that hold extreme wealth. If you go back into their lives of what happened to them as a child, that affected how they view wealth. You could be wealthy and still be traumatized, and was traumatized as a child, and maybe getting the wealth and getting all these things and having all this money was a way for you to say, look at me. I did it. I made it. I'm successful. But you may not feel successful. You may have been a person that ended up dealing with, extreme bouts of lack. And that's because you didn't feel like you could manifest. You was told you wasn't going to be anything, and you took the alternate route and believed what you was told. And then every single time that you try to rise above that, those feelings of worthlessness and doubt comes into your mind because those childhood traumas have not been addressed. Going through my program to heal childhood trauma, it would not be just me working with you. There's other therapists and there's other healers that I work with. We do all different types of ways of healing. We work with plant medicines. We work with breath work. We work with hypnotherapy. We work with visualization. We work with retreat healing that goes on for 5 days. We have all different types of things that we do to help you work through those childhood traumas. We also have ongoing classes as well as support where you'll be able to speak with myself and other therapists to get that ongoing support for you to be able to rise above the extreme psyche attacks that's happened to you as a child. I cannot express more how important it is for us as a people and as a nation to start really working through childhood trauma. There's children now that need to go through childhood trauma relief, dealing with bouts of fear, lack, sexual trauma, depression, you name it. Even I would say this because I have dealt with clients that have really engraved mental issues. And a lot of those mental issues and medications that they're on, it still stem back to the childhood trauma. I'm not saying that they should not go see a doctor and have that therapy as well, but that's only dealing with the surface issues, because you can medicate a person, but they're not receiving the healing that they need of really walking through childhood trauma and being able to pull all that stuff to the surface for healing. Then the cycle would continue. As soon as they're off the meds, they're back to that same way of thinking, that same way of being, not dealing with things on all levels. Things have to be dealt with from all levels. And I'm here to give you that as your spiritual coach, as your life coach, as your health and wellness coach, and as your childhood trauma guide. I am here to give you that. I am here to support you in that. And I look forward to it. So click the link below so that you can learn more and you can be a part of this guided love that's going to guide you back to your child, your inner child, so he or she can be healed and you can move forward and have the life that you truly